What up, Facebook and YouTube? We're live. Hopping live on Facebook as well, too. All right, guys, like and share this video. About to hop on live. I'm on live from Chef Jason Counter. What's up, fam? It's a different time that we normally go live over.
We still wanted to be faithful and consistent.
Yeah, so we're going live in here, guys.
I knew that was going to happen. I'm going to just take these.
What's up, fam, guys? Like and share this feed. We're talking about a really good topic for the month of May with Coach Natalie and myself. So definitely excited about this conversation today. So Natalie, did you lock on Instagram as well, too?
Yep, let's go.
All right, fam. Definitely like and share this feed.
There we go.
We're talking about something cool for the month of May. All right, we're live, Natalie. I got you logged on there. Guys, if you like to share this feed.
Let's go.
All right, we getting logged in. All right, I see you now, fam.
Now, IG all up in my face. Let's go.
All right, guys. I'm happy. It's a brand new month for us. We've been talking about. We started this whole Wednesday exactly a month ago today.
Yes.
Yeah, we wanted to really start doing a lot of things where we're really kind of just talking more about. You got to turn one of your things down, Natalie.
I do.
It's like feedback. But yeah, so what we're working on talking about is just how to create a business as entrepreneurs where you're not as stressed out, you're not really burnt out, but you really learn how to really kind of manipulate your time for your benefit, because entrepreneurship can be very, very brutal, as we say.
Yes, it can.
And we want to help people out to really kind of just develop the wisdom and the strategies to really create a super dope business. What you feel about that?
Yeah, we're so excited. And it's National Small Business Week.
Yeah,
May 1st, May 7th. I'm so excited about that. This week, I will be in business for 15 months. Ooh.
That's dope. That's why
I'm still a toddler. Huh?
That's why you have the balloons back there. People don't know why.
Yes. That's why I got the 15 balloons right here. 1 5. And I'm also giving away 15 minutes of free discovery sessions. So if you're like, hey, Coach Natalie, I hear you always talking about clarity, and I want to figure out how I can work with you, hop on a discovery session, a consultation call. For the month of May, it's going to be free because I started late.
And now the good thing about calls like this, it really helps you align your purpose and your gifting. So hopping on calls such as just, I was talking to somebody today about the importance of having a coach, right? When it comes to having a coach, it really provides wisdom and stuff that you don't think about, stuff that you already know, but we're not really actively putting into purpose, right?
Yes.
Today I was talking to my coach because the past 2 months have been a little rough financially with business, which is not a bad thing. You go through things like that, but it's about how do you pivot and how do you still prosper during moments like this, because when there's moments where it seems like things are a little bit short, sometimes you may stress out. And like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, I don't know how to do that. But the thing I realized is a scripture talks about the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. And the reason why that's so important is because every part of your life, every step thing that you go through is always going to be directed. It may seem like the situation has no point, or why am I going through this? I don't deserve this. I give to people, I do this, but then sometimes it's just like certain seasons build certain levels of character that when you're ready to go to the next level, you're like, wow, now I see why I needed that season in my life. Like, I see why I needed that road bump in my journey, because it built a certain level of character to help me to go to the next level.
Yeah, that is so good. Listen, I feel like a lot of the times we take stress and we always take it in a negative direction. And we don't realize that sometimes the stress is just an indicator of something that is internally wrong, or something that we're not dealing with, that we need to address and confront. And a lot of the times when we confront the issue that's causing us stress, we tend to grow and go to the next level because like you're saying, there's certain things that are going to be that's going to happen in entrepreneurship. You're going to fall at times. There are going to be times where you're going to fail at certain things. Like I remember putting out a coaching program and nobody signed up. And it's just like, do you say, okay, nobody signed up for this coaching program. I'm done. I'm not doing this mess anymore. I'm tired of these people. Initially you can, but then you have to go back and revamp. What did I not do? Because there's millions of people that are looking for coaches. There are millions of people that are signing up to get coached. So what am I not doing correctly that I need to go back and kind of like review and revamp and restructure and then represent it to the marketplace again? So the stress is not always, we're being overworked. The stress sometimes is an indicator of something that needs to be addressed.
Oh, that's a good thing. Because I think sometimes too is when you become an entrepreneur, I'm a boss, so I don't have to answer anybody anymore. And that's the complete opposite. The same things that you learn at a job, like doing quarterly reviews and doing evaluation sheets, do that for yourself. Like that should be a daily task as an entrepreneur, where it's like self-reflection. And sometimes it really is hard to self-reflect because you have to become very honest with yourself about stuff that you don't want to be honest about. Like for example, is just thinking about this Mother's Day that I'm having this weekend. I didn't promote how I normally promote. Because normally I have more, but I had so much stuff to try to promote because I was so fixated on the numbers I had to make every week. I didn't focus on the bigger event to really get me the resources that would take care of what I needed. So when you start thinking about, like this month is about mental health, about Better Speech Month, a lot of times we have this stuff in our head that we never write down and communicate on paper, or to you may have a friend that's good with business or a coach. Like it's really good to let that stuff out, because if you let keep all this stuff in your head and never write it out, never talk to a coach, the problem that happens is you become so. It's a scripture in the Bible that talks about like we're seated in heavenly places with Christ Jesus, right? So that means that like wherever God is, we are here. But then it also talks about how in the scripture that He sits high and looks low. Right? So when I think about that scripture, a lot of times too is when it comes to stuff that we're dealing with, we don't look above our situation. So if I know that I'm seated with Christ where it's heavenly riches, all of this abundance, all this stuff like that, and I see that I'm struggling, it's because I have not changed my perspective on it. So if what I've learned even to this week, like, this just like a few hours ago, I realized I didn't sow a seed into my business mentor. I sow a seed every single month, and it was like, oh man, but you really don't have it this month. But I know I have a need, so I sow a seed, and I'm looking at what I have, but not looking about who I have, right? So when it comes to really looking at stuff, when it comes to business growth and development, I had to say, okay, Josh, if you know that, you have all this stuff about manifestation, all this stuff about who God is in your life, all this stuff about what you know, all these degrees you have, all of this experience you have from 22 years of being a chef, why are you stressing about stuff that is already have been made available to you? So when I'm coming from that place, so I don't run my business in the place of what I need. I run my business in the place of I already have it, so let me operate in my gifting, because my gifting will always make room for me and provide everything that I need.
I'm sorry, y'all. It's 7:00 and I got kids at home, so I'm trying to be respectful and put y'all on mute while Chef Jay is talking.
Why you be a parent?
But this is so good. This is so good. You said I am not operating my business from a place of need, but I'm operating it from a place of already having it.
Yeah.
So now your perspective has to shift. And people that are not willing to make the shift in their perspective don't last beyond that 10-year mark, as they say. Only 4% of businesses last beyond 10 years.
I just saw that quote today. That's crazy. I just saw this today. Maybe that was
only 4. And no, I didn't post it today, so it must have been somebody.
That's so ironic.
always say we are the four. We have to declare that we are the four, even before, even in my 15 months. I've only been in business in 15 months, but I'm like, I am part of the 4%. And I can't wait till I get to 10 years to say, oh, I made it. I'm part of the four. No, I need to see that thing now. And so having a vision, a clear vision, a clear target of where you are going as a business owner helps when you go through those times, those stressful times, or those times where you're not seeing the manifestation of what you see with your eyes closed in the moment. You still have a target, like, no, although this is not what I see right now, I've already seen in my vision, in my foresight, what I'm supposed to be. And I tell people all the time, your vision is the receipt of what God has already done. So if I have a vision of what my business is supposed to be like, that means it's already done. I'm just walking to get to that place. Listen, today I was talking about that, ironically, that I wanted to go get my nails done from the beginning of the week. Somehow, remember I told you my car, the AC got messed up, so I had to to the shop. So I'm like, now, do I not go get my nails done? Because that's the vision that I have. I don't want to come on this Wisdom Wednesday with my one nail broke off and then needed to get a fill in. So I'm like, nope, I'm going to go. And I had changed the plan from driving there that it would take 3 minutes to now walking there. It's going to take 30 minutes to walk there. So I had to make sure that I had enough time allotted to walk to get my nails done. And it so happened where we couldn't meet at 12:30. Thank God, because I didn't get back till 7:30. So it worked out perfectly, but I had a vision in my mind of what I wanted to do. Now, the strategy or the way that I'm implementing that vision had to change because I didn't have the resources that I thought I was going to have, but it didn't stop me from moving towards the vision. A lot of the times we think the lack of resources, physical, tangible resources, mean that we should stop going for the vision. But you said, I already have the gifts. I have the mind. I have everything right here. So now I just have to tweak the plan a little bit in order to get to the same destination. But you got to make sure that you're going there.
Yeah, and that's a good point you made, because when I think about it too, is just like on a regular job, you expect that you plan your whole life around what you're gonna do in advance based on what's gonna deposit in your account on Friday. You don't even worry about it. You just know that Friday, I already know I'm gonna pay this X, Y, and Z. I know I'm going out. I know, because I remember too, like with my job, when they used to mess up my check, I'm like, wait. I was expecting this.
Come on.
So when it comes to your business or whatever you're trying to work on, it's really important to have that same expectation on what you're doing. So for example, this too, it's so crazy. My friend Shauna just hopped on, and I did a gig for them on Saturday. Shout out to She Rocks Decor. If you saw what the event I did with the Zetas, that's her event with the decorations. So just speaking about that event, when I said finance like Little Rocky, the day I needed what I needed, she sent it just from a gig I had. So for me, it's just like when you start operating in purpose, the goal is never money. Money is attracted to purpose. Money needs a direction. So when you start having a focus in your own life, money will naturally come to you. Resources will come naturally to you. Like my next thing right now I'm believing for is my event space. And I said I'm going to have it by the end of June. So I don't know how it's going to happen, but I just know that I expect what I believe I'm supposed to receive. So all I do is I don't stress about it no more. I just welcome in what's supposed to belong to me.
You said, I typed in the chat, money needs a master.
It does. It does.
It does. I heard that. I heard money makes a terrible master, but it makes an amazing servant. And we gotta have a vision for our money. Too many times we don't have a vision for our money. That's why we don't have any.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
As quickly as it comes in, as quickly as it goes out. And we don't really assign vision and purpose to our money. So we keep thinking that we don't have any. But if you really think about it and you really go back in your memory and kind of collect, that's why now, because I used to do the same thing. But now I actually have an Excel sheet and I type in everything that I spent and everything that I bring in. So I am actually seeing some things and some things that I'm spending that I don't need to be buying. I don't need to be purchasing, but because I was not looking at my expenses because I didn't want to calculate what was coming in and going out. I was just like, all right, I got it. I'm gonna spend it on this. And I still, especially when it comes to food, I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm
Listen,
working on
that's a budget. That's not a budget.
and I got kids, and they'd be like, all right, let's buy this milk 3-4 times a week without even checking. But when it comes to my business, I'm like, I have to stay on it because I don't want to get into that place where I'm not seeing money, but I'm seeing money, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah. But that's a good thing too, because what I tell a lot of people who are thinking about like starting a business, or they feel like they can't do it, it's too hard. I said, this is how I do things, right? I take all my expenses, I divide it by 30 because it's normally 30 days in a month, 28 days a month, 31 days in a month. When I do that, let's say, for example, is what I need every day. If I do my expenses, is $60 a day, right? All I know is I'm gonna make sure I make $60 a day, some weird fashion, right? But then the days that I make more, because remember, so if I need $60 a day, if I exceed my goal and make it in 2 weeks, what I need for the whole month, not saying I can chill out, but maybe I can plan to take the last week off because I did so well in my sales. But the good part about really balancing your money that way is when you balance your money based on what you need. So if I know let's say it's $1,000, I need $1,000 a month. That means that if it's 30 days, I need to make what, $3 a day. So that means that I'm gonna find a way and plan my week. So I know, for example, like I know for this week, I'm gonna need $3 a day to make ends meet by the end of the month. My goal is going to be I'm gonna make $10 a day. And so this way, once you make the 10, you can start chilling out. So if I make it in 2 weeks, I can take a couple of days off, because what happens too is sometimes when you're so money driven and not purpose led driven, it's very, very easy to get into the process of operating the spirit of lack, what you don't have. Yeah. Like, even so, I like what you said too about holding on, like, with kids, you got to get milk almost like 3 times a week, and inflation is crazy. So here's the thing about that too is, in addition to planning for what you need, it's also good to be thankful for everything that you have. So, like, I realized when I operate from the attitude of gratitude, okay, you know what? Today I know I didn't make the full $3, but I'm thankful that I made 2. And with this 2, I'm going to rejoice and be thankful that tomorrow I'll make whatever's lacking from today. So it's about really transitioning your purpose, your mindset. So if I know that I didn't make everything that I needed, I'm going to be grateful for what I did have, right? Like today in sales, I brought in maybe like $346, right? Now some days it's a lot more, some days it's low, but I said, you know what? I'm so thankful that I made $346 in sales today while I wasn't even working today. The money just came. I heard my Shopify ring off. It came in, and that's what I made. But my goal is to make $10,000 a day. So I said, you know what? I'm so grateful for this $346. Somebody thought enough about me to purchase tickets to an event. So let me be thankful for that. And if I'm thankful for that, I'm going to thank God for the abundance of the $10,000 a day that I want to manifest. Because it's possible. Because I know people that make $100K a day.
Oh yeah, that's we're about to get there. That's possible. I like though that you don't let the fact that the $300 seems so far away from the 10,000 deter you. You're like, I'm grateful because there's people don't realize there's momentum in your consistency.
That's good.
That eventually you're going to get to that place because it's not stopping you, but you're every step along the way, you're grateful for it. But that happened because you had a shift in your mindset, and people don't realize, like, when you come into certain coaches don't do mindset. They don't deal with that stuff, because I heard somebody say they ascribe to the 80-20 rule when it comes to entrepreneurship. It's 80% mindset and it's 20% action. And it's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true. Like, a lot of us, we bring our own stress on ourselves because we don't want to change the way that we think. Yeah. And if we would just shift our thinking just a little bit, we will realize that it's much more rewarding, and just moving from a lack mindset or poverty mindset to an abundance mindset, even before your money changes. Because people don't realize there's a lot of people that became billionaires or millionaires and lost everything. But because they had the mindset that I've made it once before, I can do it again, they end up right back on the top. And we have
Yeah,
to
that's
have
true.
that thing. We have to have that mindset. And that mindset, once we adopt that, we'll realize that we're walking with a lot less stress. The circumstances don't change, mind you. Your
Mm-hmm.
circumstances may be exactly the same. Chef Jay said he made $300 today. The circumstance didn't change, but his mindset is totally
Oh
different.
yeah.
So now money is like, where's Chef Jay? Because he got purpose and he knows what to do with me. And I'm looking for a good master. So the money is on its way to
Yeah.
find you.
And it's so funny too because like, I left my job, I think like in February, and I was doing really good. Like it was like that was 10K a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
After taxes came, it's like 61, maybe 6,200, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 6,250, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is nice. It's like every 2 weeks. I know I had that, but I know that the integrity of the place I was working wasn't there.
Ooh.
So because I like to I'm big on protecting my energy, right? So it's
Mm-hmm.
just like I'm like, all right, cool. I know this is not the environment I want to work in, so let me change it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, too, is I knew when I change it and I go to my business, that means I got to go back in the grind and hustle mode. See, that's
Yeah.
the thing about a lot of people like that grind and hustle mode, right?
No, they don't.
They don't like that
Yes.
that mode where they have to really work for certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So, but for me, I had to make a real, and this is every day I got to make a schedule, like because I know for me, like I'll just chill a whole day. So I'm like, all right, what do I have to do today? So I just try to devote like 2 hours to business a day at least, because weekends when
Mm-hmm.
I really mostly work because I cook on the weekends. But on
Yeah.
the weekdays, I'm like, what am I gonna do today to get my mind right? What am I gonna do to focus? Because it's so easy to look
It
at your
is.
bank accounts and look at what you don't have
My goodness.
compared to what you're used to having by having the security
Mm-hmm.
of a
And get
job.
distracted.
It's
Yeah.
like I'm like, oh, that account looks like this. But I learned something from my mentor, Dr. Stacia Pierce. She was saying that you need to have multiple storehouses to speak to. So,
Wow.
for example,
That's
is I
good.
have like maybe like 4 bank accounts, Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, all of that good stuff. So what I had to do was I had to say every day I speak a certain number I want to see in all of my storehouses,
That's
because
good.
if I don't speak it, how will it ever come? I think too, like
Good.
people get so used to just living life as it is, and there's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong being content, but it's just I can't be content with lack.
I can't.
I'm thankful for more coming. I'm thankful for what I have, but I cannot be content with lack because I just know I was designed for a lot more. It's
Mm-hmm.
very easy to get in a process of just letting life happen. When it's just like, if I know that God says He's going to do exceedingly abundantly on my life, that's a
Mm-hmm.
promise. That's a
That's a
fact. He's going to
promise.
do exceedingly abundantly. So, what does it really hurt me to think big? What does it really hurt me to
Wow.
imagine big? I think too is like sometimes we get so afraid to think big because, well, what if it's not going to happen? Well, what if it do? So I'd rather believe for it than live a lifestyle where it's like I'm expecting the woe is me lifestyle.
Yes.
No, every day I'm going to thrive and I'm going to plan success in every part of my day.
That's so good. That
Yeah.
is so good. That's like, and that's the kind of coach you want. Let me just put a plug there because I don't know if he's gonna plug himself, but I'm gonna plug him. This is the kind of coach that you want. Somebody that
Also, I
understands
appreciate
the
that.
power of your words and the power of manifesting things that you speak into existence. And a lot of people be like, well, that's new age and all that. No, no, no. Well, that's old age.
Yeah.
That's Bible days.
You just
And
been exposed
because
to it
the
yet.
words, you know what I mean? Just because you don't understand the definition of the words, you don't understand what they actually mean. You just think of a connotation, doesn't make it any less true that you can speak things into existence. The Bible says, as a man think it, so is he. And
Yeah.
death and life is in the power of your tongue. And those that love it eat the fruit thereof. So if you love to speak life, you're going to eat the fruit of life. If you like to speak death, then you're going to eat and reap death. And you have to
Mm-hmm.
understand that certain principles, they're just laws that will come to pass. The giving and receiving, what you give is what you receive. Now,
Yeah.
one thing people don't realize, and I was like this too, is like, what seeds you put in the ground is what you're going to reap. So I've never seen anybody plant apples and reap oranges. I've
Oh
never
yeah.
seen anybody plant cashews and reap mangoes. And so a lot of the times we don't want to invest our money, but we want to
Mm-hmm.
reap money. And how does that work?
Yeah, that's good.
We want to, invest. Oh, I'm gonna give you a word of encouragement, or I'm gonna share your post and like your post online, and then you get likes and shares back, but you're expecting money in return. And we have to realize whatever seeds we put out there, that's what we're going to reap as a harvest. And so when you want to in business, let's talk about entrepreneurship. I had to realize in order for me to go to the next level and to make money in my business, I had to invest money. I had to release that seed. So I
Yeah.
myself got a coach. I myself, got connected with coaches who were able to take first my mindset to the next
Yeah.
level and then help me, with different aspects of creating systems and marketing and things like that. I even got a coach for social media and content. And so you have to really understand that what you release is what you're going to receive, and you can't
Mm-hmm.
keep holding on, especially a lot of us like free stuff, and that was me. I liked a lot of free. I would go to every master class, but what happened was I got confused because I was going to every master class. I didn't have a vision of why I was going to the master class. Everything with
Mm-hmm.
business, entrepreneurship, mindset, I was in that thing, and I got so much more confused, and then I didn't realize I was never releasing any seeds. I was not releasing any
Yeah.
money or information. I wasn't investing, and so I was just reaping what I was sowing, which was nothing. I wasn't sowing anything.
Nothing plus
I'm
nothing
reaping
equals nothing.
nothing.
It's like,
So
but that's
yeah.
the thing about it too, is just that, even today, I know I need manifestation to happen the next few days.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to sew up. So I had to sew into my
Ooh,
mental
I love
science
that.
because I realized I'm like, oh wait, something's not going right. Let me sow a seed. So when it, and I make, it's about frequency. We spoke about that a couple weeks ago about
Mm-hmm.
if you want to receive every day, you have to give every day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the only way it works, seed time and harvest is a loss. So if you don't sow, you can't
Yeah.
expect to reap. And
Yeah.
just going back to even to with another part that we're talking about this month about Better Language Month is really
Mm-hmm.
too is in addition to really change your mindset, the next part is really like if you're expecting to have a business, like you can have the dopest
Come on now.
gift, you can have the dopest product, but if you can't communicate with your audience
Let's
what you
go.
sell or when they're trying to buy a product, it will turn them down. Like I realize that some people really buy my product, even though the food is good, they buy it just because of my personality.
Mm-hmm. The
Like
experience.
I'm laughing and joking with them on the phone, and not saying it's immature. It's just like I'm just really making them feel comfortable, because when people spend their money, they want to feel comfortable buying
Come
from
on now.
So when people feel uneasy about spending something, sometimes your personality may get them to want to buy more from you.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Like, and you always talk about that, Chef Jay, is you create an experience for people.
Yeah.
They don't just come in and eat food and go out the door. They could do that anywhere. But
Oh
what you have been able to create, and the crazy part is if you go in the space when he's not having an event, it looks completely different.
yeah.
When I'm like, this can't be this can never be the spot. No, where you hiding the spot at? Because
It's,
you just repurpose and recreate an atmosphere and an environment that you're like,
yeah.
whoa,
Yeah, and
what
it's
does
for
this look like?
only if you cool with me, you come to this spot when
You
it's
know
not
what I
like a whole
mean?
different place, a whole different place.
A whole different place. So you already have in your mind that they have to encounter. I guess this is why your name is Chef J Encounter. They
Yeah,
encounter an experience that you are
yeah,
creating out of your mind so that people can, experience something totally different when they walk and connect with you. So it's not just about food. Food is just the entry point for
oh
you
yeah,
for other people. You're helping them with their mindset, you're helping them change their attitude. They're, feeling different about their
mm-hmm.
marriage, about,
Yeah,
their friendships, about their connections, all because they encountered you. And this is what we have to realize when we are creating our business. It's not just about the product or the
mm-hmm.
service, it's the totality of the
Oh yeah.
experience. How does this person's life change by encountering you?
But you made a good point just now. You said that you created an encounter in your mind, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to I was talking to someone that said they wanted to be a rapper, right? I was listening to their music, and I'm like, explain what you, because it's one. Okay, so it's one thing to hear a singer song, but when you hear a rapper song,
I
you
know.
gotta process so much information,
You
right?
do.
So It's a lot going on.
It's a
So what I
lot.
said was, I said, honestly, with your product and your music, I would
Mhm.
love for you to go into the direction where you can tell me in 30 seconds what the concept of the song is. I said,
Ooh,
because what you just said to me, it took too long to it took too long for me to understand it. And when it comes to your client, you want to be so clear with them with what you're saying that in 15 seconds you hook them in.
let's
In
go.
30 seconds, one time I was on Clubhouse with Les Brown's son, and
Mhm.
I was talking to him. He called me off guard. He said, "We're in the elevator. Tell me what you do, but edify it in a minute." And it's not like I couldn't do it because I already do it. But the biggest part about communicating, especially this is being, better communication month, is you need to learn how to communicate your product. If you
Yes, you
can't
do.
tell me what you sell, if you can't tell me what your service is, like, why do I want to buy it? And I think that's the biggest part about it. That's why I think I appreciate the churches I grew up in, is because they really believed in public speaking as a big thing, where learning public speaking, like my church I grew up in, my pastor, he would just call you out, and if he just said he wanted you to read that today, that was your assignment. But it taught us all public speaking. Like, everybody could think about in my age group that went to Good News Bible Mission, we all are pretty good at public speaking, at networking, because we had the opportunity to do so. So even to, like, I encourage people who just starting their business to really start really on your voice recorder. Tell me what your business is. Like, for example, Natalie challenged me the last 3 weeks. This is how she challenged me. Natalie was so prepared when it's time to talk about what our coaching program is. I finally got it down pat. I finally got it down. Look, let's talk about this right here. I just got another sale come in from Shopify. See, I'm just learning to
Let's
rest. It
go.
just came on my screen. So I'm learning to rest. So remember how I was just thankful
Come
about the
on.
340 something? Now I'm
Yes.
thankful that now that it is 500 and something dollars now. So, but by me being grateful and just chilling, it just popped up on my screen. But anyway, another story. So when it comes to really practicing your business, I would say, on your voice recorder, just record yourself talking for women about your business. 30 seconds. Then shorten that thing down to 15 seconds. Because what happens is you want to be so excited talking about your business that it's just like so I can say what I do now. So with my coaching program, what I do is I help people to work their gifts to find their unique purpose in each gift. Once they find their purpose, they finally are able to provide the streams of how to get their profit. So once you identify your gifts by working, we tap into all of your gifts. The next thing we do is we find out what is the purpose with each one of your gifts and how can we turn it into outrageous profit.
No.
But that's because, but no, but challenge. You've been challenging me by every week. I had to start thinking about that. But that's what I do. I tap into people's gifts. Once I can tap into your gift and start changing your mindset at the same time, it was so easy for you to really develop the purpose in everything that you do. Because once you know the purpose, you're able to identify how can
Come
I
on,
turn it
Chef
into
J.
profit.
So you turn purpose into profits. Let's
Yes,
go.
but it's so true. But listen, that's because another thing too is you got to be around people that challenge you to
Yeah, you
be
do.
on your A's and your P's and
Listen,
Q's.
you challenge me all the time. I'll be like, how you do that so quick? He'll be like, you cannot tell Chef J. And I'm like, I appreciate it because I used to be that person for other people. Like they'd be
Mm.
like, don't tell Natalie your dreams and your vision because she's gonna try to make you implement that thing. But I love that and it challenges me because you're quicker than even I am. And I'm like, man, I thought I was fast. Nope, Chef J, you give him an idea, boop, boop. Next week, we already on the live. I'm like, wait a minute. I just told you the idea. How you have this whole outline already? Because you are on it. You do not play with you just said it. You turn purpose into profits. You do not play when it comes to someone's purpose. Like you
Yeah,
understand and you can identify their gifts and you're immediately like, okay, let's turn it into profits quickly. The thing is coming out of your mouth like, I am good at, and Chef J already got a flyer. Yeah, here you are. Go ahead. Make it happen. But that's the type of people that you need to be around sometimes
yeah.
because we have too
Mm.
many people that are procrastinators around us. And you, for me, there was a time when I had so many procrastinators. I felt like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I felt like my giftings had died, and I was
Yeah,
looking around a graveyard and saying,
yeah.
"What happened?" And I was like, I'm around too many people who are not willing to move. And I had to say, you know what? I love y'all. And I tell my friend that all the time. We call, I was like, but I got to go. I
Yeah.
can't stay here in this place with you. This is a stagnant place, and stagnant water kills everything.
Yeah.
If
And there's
water
nothing
ain't
wrong
moving,
with leaving
it
those
dies.
people.
Mhm.
It's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong because
No, it's
what I
nothing
realized too is
wrong.
that there are people who are in life who are designated for certain seasons, but also
Yes,
certain purposes. So,
certain
for example, you
purposes.
may be my friend who's my great hangout friend. When I need to have
Yes,
a good time, we can have an
yes,
amazing time. When I need to talk about business, you may not be that friend,
that's
but
true.
let me celebrate you with the areas you're good at. And once
Ooh,
I
that's so
celebrate
good.
you where you're good at, I don't gotta, be stuck with you
That's
because
so good.
I'm with you where you're good. This is what our strong
Mhm.
point is. So I think it goes back to even just thinking about communication.
Yeah.
I think sometimes too for me because I think faster than I talk. So
Mhm.
sometimes that's why if sometimes I'll talk fast. It's
Mhm.
because my thoughts are always rolling like this, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes it's hard for me to go to sleep because I'm always processing thoughts or actions. But the thing about it is, the best thing you can do as an entrepreneur is learn communication skills. Like once you start building communication skills, first of all, you got to communicate with yourself first because some people don't know if they're coming or they're going because they have so many great ideas, but they were never taught how to process information. That's why I love being a teacher, right?
Yes.
And we're taught how to really process. I don't want to say a lesson plan because a lesson plan for us is like a theater script where we
Mhm.
have to go to A, B, C, D. But that's how life should be. Where let me learn how to process information. Let me learn how to give information because sometimes with your clients they don't know what you're talking about. There's some things that I always have to work on to clarify things for clients because I want to make sure you understand it. Well, I'm going to take as long as you need on the phone for you to understand it because you're about to spend mad bread with me. So I want to make sure you understand what's going on so there's no confusion. But that's why learning to communicate is a very, very important thing when operating a business because nobody knows what's going on in your head if you don't say nothing.
Ooh, that's so good. I love that you brought it back to education, and we give education a bad rap, like we dog education out. Y'all know how we do, especially us teachers. We be like, "Cause we in it, we could dog it out. Y'all can't come in here and dog it out, but let's do it." But what we fail to realize is the educational system is really good when it comes to structure. Everything
Yes.
is really structured, but it's structured to the point where they stifle out the creativity. And what I
Yeah.
love about learning and learning with coaches especially is yes, we have the structure, but we don't forget or leave out room for the creativity, the flow,
Yeah,
because
that's
it's
good.
really coming out of you as a student or as a learner. And so we understand how people learn. We understand how to teach people. And
Yes.
those skills that we've acquired, I'm just saying for the two of us, since we've been educators, I know
Hmm.
us, like the skills that we've acquired, I forgot that it's so useful. Like, you know how it is to be in the classroom and all these kids are different learners and nobody wants to pay attention. And now
And
you have
then
to switch
A,
on.
listen.
You have to be like, okay, how do I grab the attention of 30 different people who have 30 different learning styles, but I'm the teacher in the classroom? And guess what that is? Marketing.
Mm,
Marketing. We know how to market. We know how to
yeah.
do that. Or how do you sell whatever you have in your classroom, whatever you're supposed to teach? How do you sell the curriculum? You tell
Yeah.
stories. That's brand story pitch right there.
Oh yeah,
You know
definitely.
what I mean? So it's like we've already been immersed in that culture, and we're able to take everything that we've learned in the classroom and bring it into the marketplace and teach you how to do things based on your learning style, based on your gifting, based on
Oh
who
yeah.
God created you to be. We're able to pull that out of you so that you can show up in the marketplace as your best self. Because
That's
everyone,
good.
every teacher is really helping. Every teacher is the first one that the doctor encounters. Every teacher is the first one that the lawyer encounters, the business owner
Hmm.
encounters. They encounter their teachers first. And so we have
Yeah.
that firsthand knowledge of being able to disseminate the information. And on top of that, we've been in the entrepreneurial world. So when
Yeah.
you connect with someone like Chef Jay and myself, listen, you're going to have your purpose, create profits, and you're going to get clarity to gain more
Yeah.
clients and to make the money. Like, I remember not using my gifting all last year. I said I was in business for 15 months, but for 12 months out of the year, I was struggling because what I was trying to do was show up as other people in the marketplace. And I didn't realize what I had. And come January, listen, I have been steadily making 4 figures every single month. I told God, I said, God, you know I got bills. You know what time the bills need to be paid. You know what day it is. And you said you're going to take care of me. And he has literally brought the clients. All I have to do is do the stuff that I'm supposed to do in my business. And he brings the clients to me. So it's easier.
It's when you learn how to rest, you allow God to fulfill his perfect work.
Yes.
You know, and let's say you don't believe in God, you know, whatever you believe in. When you learn how to rest in the gifts that you have, you will start to see exponential growth. You know, like I think it's like, for example, this too is just like with like learning how to plant, right? You can't add so much water to it. You can't add so much heat to it. When you're working on planning to grow food, you have to have the right temperature, the right amount of feeding, as well as talk to it. So when it comes to your gifting, why do we expect it to be the $1 million earner the next day? And it's just like, now I can say, since I've run a business for 22 years, I have made that million flow, but it's just like I wanted to be more steady. And what took 22 years, I wanted to take one day to do. But that don't happen overnight. It takes you learning about yourself. It takes you growing. It takes you making a lot of mistakes. It takes you having some failed business relationships, having people break your heart in the process of really working the business. I think too is just that it doesn't matter where it comes. Like things are automatically coming your way. It's just like saying that I want it to be hot all year when I live in New Jersey. No, I'm going to experience 4 different types of seasons. So I have to expect that in my life, that things will always come, but I want to be planted like a tree that's just not wavering, you know, when it comes to what you want to do. Now, I'm not saying, now, first off, make sure what you're selling is what you need to be selling. Make sure that's your gifting, because sometimes some people, like, if you're not a singer, stop singing. You know, maybe you might be gifted.
That's why you need clarity.
Listen, and maybe that might not be your gifting, but you still may be able to work in music as a producer, because you may be able to get to hear the sound, but you may be the one to give the sound. You know, but that comes with just really learning what you're good at. You know, when it comes to cultivating your gifts, like when the first thing starting about business is, what are you good at? What are my giftings? What is the purpose of my giftings? And then how do I make profit out of that? You see how I use it finally?
I know, right? Let's go.
But it's just like, that's so important when you're really developing a brand and a hustle. Like, your hustle don't always have to, your hustle may start off as a hustle, but you have to add a long-term destination on it, where you might be doing it this way right now to just like to get ahead. But how are you going to turn that hustle into a Fortune 500? How am I going to turn that mom and pop idea into a Fortune 500 company? Amazon started inside a garage. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people, everybody has a start. You know, like you think about Jay-Z. Jay-Z started on the streets of New York, but he is a billionaire. Like, everybody had to start. The hustle became an avenue that led into other areas of expertise that bring so much money in. So it's just like, it's okay to start somewhere. Just start somewhere. It may not be perfect, but the biggest thing you can do right now today is to start. It may not be perfect. Just try it. And if you fail, it's okay. Tomorrow's another day to win.
That's so good. You said just start. Mm-hmm. Amazon started in a garage.
Yeah.
And they did not stop. And look at where they are now. I see an Amazon Prime truck every time I go out the door. Like,
everybody knows what Amazon is.
Yes. Yes, that is so, I love that example. And you know, one thing you said you've been in business for 22 years and you've experienced the highs and the lows. And that's the beauty about getting a coach like you, is you position your clients to go further into the future than you did. They're not going to have to experience all of your highs and lows when they get connected to you. You've gone through it so that they don't have to. And this is what we fail to realize. Getting coaching expedites the process. You're not going to be able to skip steps, but you can go through them faster when you have a coach that says, okay, step here, put your feet there, put your hands there. I don't think that it, Did you really remember what you said? Like it just makes it so much
That's
easier.
good.
And a lot of us think that, well, it's an investment. It's an investment in yourself. It's an investment in your development.
That's
It's an
good.
investment into something that you don't know. You don't even know. I didn't know that I didn't know certain. I didn't know. I heard funnels. I read funnels, but I didn't know about funnels until I actually got thrown in the water. And
Yeah,
it's just like, oh yeah, that's
that's
funnels.
good.
But then I'm like, why didn't I just get a coach? Why
And
didn't I
you know,
just?
that's funny you said that's about crypto too, because for the longest I heard about crypto, and my friend talked about it, but when Dr. Jewel started explaining it, Dr. Jewel Tinker started explaining it to me, I got so involved in it. Now I'm connected with so many other people who are really crypto
Yeah.
traders and crypto investors that it's like I literally can call them at any time and say, hey,
Wow.
what should I buy right now?
Hmm.
But it took me being open to different opportunities. So when it comes to what you want to do in life, just once you just start, doors
Hmm.
starts to open, because you got to
Hmm.
think, purpose is like a magnet that
Wow. I
once
like
I start
that.
to operate in it, things just start coming my way like a magnet. It's just shooting. But now it may be good and bad things, but what happens is too is everything is always good to make you stronger. So some obstacles may be attracted to purpose, as well as a lot of
Ooh.
triumphs. So as you start to really work that gift and identify the purpose of every one of your gifts, you start to see what is really there to really take you to the next level financially. But you got to start. You got to start.
You said obstacles is attracted to purpose as well.
Yeah,
Woo! And how can we be an overcomer if we don't have obstacles to overcome?
yeah, that's true.
We be wanting the easy way. We be wanting the shortcut all the time. We want things to be nice and smooth. We want to be able to enter into business and be like, I am making $1 million. Everything is wonderful. But I read in this book, and you know how Chef Jay liked to bring out his books. So I said, let me get ready for them this week. Okay. Don't play with me, Chef Jay. The Vision Driven Leader. And it's by this Michael Hyatt. He is a phenomenal entrepreneur. He owns several businesses. And he said his very first business, he saw immediate success, and that immediate success, it just snowballed and it was just increasing. And then it got to this point where they needed to have like a big buyer come in, and the big buyer came in. He had a publishing company, and he said as soon as they came in, because they didn't have a vision for where they wanted their company to go, they started losing money very quickly. And within
Mhm.
12 months, they owed $1.1 million. They had to sell everything they owned, including their business, their houses, their cars, everything, and they were flat broke. So we always think, oh, the easy way is the best way. And sometimes the easy way is not the best way. I have to thank
Oh yeah.
God I failed the first year, because what it did was, sorry, Instagram. What it did was
Are you back
it
on? Oh yeah,
yeah,
I
I'm
couldn't
back.
hear you at all. I'm like, what are you? I had to listen to this
Sorry.
one.
My bad, Instagram. You're gonna have to go on Facebook to catch that part. But the first 12 months to me, I would categorize as a failure, because I looked at the measurable outcomes. I looked at the money, I looked
Mhm.
at the input compared to the output, and I would say, oh, it's a failure. However, the failure really propelled me into success because of
Oh
what
yeah.
I did not do correctly. It forced
Mhm.
me, because I'm like, God gave me a vision of me being successful in business and entrepreneurship. So how do I get to that vision? Although my current circumstance, I can't see it. I had to go
Mhm.
back and dig deep. I had to get more clarity around the call. I had to figure out who my target audience was. Why was I not speaking to them? What was I
Mhm.
saying that was repelling my target audience? What was I doing? Like, I had to dig into all of that stuff. And let me tell you, you would be stressed out. Chef Jay knows this. When you're talking to the wrong people, when you expect your mama to buy all of your books and all of your plates and all of your t-shirts, when you expect family members to be the one that's funding your business, come on now. Why you milking the people that you're supposed to be storing up the finances for? We got
and
to
and
be
that's
clear.
and then even too is the people who you expect to support you, they were never meant to support you. Like it's so
Yes.
like at one time I felt that way. Like I remember that the first that black and white ball I told you I had years ago, and
Mhm,
I'm like, I felt like this person to be there. They said they was coming,
mhm.
but now that I think about it, it's just like we had so much fun with the people that was there. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just what I realized too is I had to start getting to a place where it's like, listen, whoever's meant to support your business will support it.
Mm-hmm.
But let me just do my part every single day.
Yes.
Let me do my part every single day to show up
Yeah.
on time, to show up with a smile, to show
Yes.
up being friendly, to show up
Yes.
ready to excel. Because the
Yep.
thing about it too is life happens,
Life
like, and
happens.
another thing we want to talk about today is also is establishing daily stress reducing routines. So
Mm-hmm.
for example is for some people, y'all need to take a bath every day, light some candles, put some Epsom salt in there and just relax yourself.
Need it. Okay, relax
Because
and
this
bath.
is what
I thought
happened.
you
Because
meant
what
like smell, so you gotta bathe.
No, because you may not be able to afford to go to a spa, but you can create a spa in your home.
That's
You know what I'm
good.
saying? You can do little stuff like that to really kind of get things going. It's like, you know what? I may not have the resources to go to the spa to relax my mind,
That's good. That's
but
good.
I can create a spa in my home. I may not be able to go out to eat to relax my mind, but I can make a really good meal
Come
that's
on.
going to be good for me. So what happened is too is like you have to find daily routines, or even too, like Natalie the other day, you was at the park when we was FaceTiming,
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
really get clarity. The park is free.
Yes. I
You may
had
not have the stuff right away to go where you need to go, but you know what though? Create those routines that every single day.
to.
You know what? I'm gonna go to the park. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm going to I may go to my favorite cafe. I may
That's
go to
good.
get my favorite Starbucks coffee because you gotta find what relaxes you. Find that routine where you know that you have to have that day to create the peace. Some people you may need to dedicate 5 minutes to an hour with God. Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you maybe have to grow from the 1 minute prayers to an hour.
Come on.
Some things take time because what happens is once you start it, it'll start to last the whole day. With a
Mm.
point where it's just like some things just start, but the next you get in the groove of it, it's like, oh man, I'm doing
Habits.
this all the time now.
Yeah.
So it's good to establish stress reducing routines because
Mm-hmm.
if you don't really deal with stress, you have all of this stuff just weighing on you that's just really creating so much chaos in your life. When it's like, no, I was made to prosper. I was given this gift for a purpose, so I'm not going to stress myself out about stuff that I can't control right now. But what I can control is my reaction, and I can control my atmosphere so I get to where I want to be.
That's so good. And that's tackling the issue head on. When you started talking about, letting all the stress pile up, I think about my side of the sink and my husband's side of the sink. If he puts something down, he makes sure he puts it in the right spot. If he takes something out, he puts it back. And I'm like, it comes out, leave it there weeks on end, and all of a sudden I have a big old pile of mess that now I'm like stressed out. I have to clean it all, but his is constantly clean. And it's like we need to do those daily things.
Yeah,
Keep at it every single day. Like I used
that's
to,
good.
I went back to it for years. I had my list, Josh, and I had my top 3 that I would get for the week, and then I created the rest, and then I would manually check off, and it gave me, I felt rewarded. The dopamine or
Yeah,
serotonin released in my brain, and I was like, yes, I'm doing this. I'm getting my task. And then I was like, you know what? I'm graduated from this. Let me get on the computer. And the computer was not giving me the same feeling.
oh yeah,
So I lost that momentum that I had gained. And God was
that's
like, go
good.
back to what you know. Stop trying to make it more complicated than it really is, because now you feel like, oh, you're on a whole nother level, sis. You done got 15 clients, so you could go to the computer. Girl, get your pen and your paper out. Things off so you can get the stuff done and reward yourself. That's what I used to do. I have to now go back. So reward yourself on a daily basis for actually completing those tasks. And when
That's
you
good.
don't complete it, put yourself on punishment. You shouldn't be watching another episode of The Office and you got some outstanding tasks that need to be done. Don't
Yeah,
watch the episode and go do what you need to do and take care
that's
of
good.
business,
That's
because
good.
you know what I mean? Like we don't really think about that. We want to reward and punish our children, but we never want to hold ourselves accountable. And we
And
will
that's
have a lot
good.
less stress when we hold ourselves accountable for the routine that we say we want to establish on a daily
Yeah.
basis.
Yeah, that's really good. Creating accountability and communicating accountability from the jump. Like,
Hmm.
Neo was talking about this other day, business coach. He said, you have to create a what if it doesn't happen for yourself. So if I don't do this, what will be my like you said, punishment? What will be the price you pay?
Yes.
Because when you don't accomplish things, once you put like a price you pay on yourself, it makes you want to accomplish that goal. So if I don't do this today, what will be my challenge that I have to overcome at the end of the day? Or what do I have to do to make up this time? You know, so we're just thinking about that. So we want to wrap this week up talking about so far we talked about how to identify who you're talking to, your target audience. Also talking about just really communicating with your audience. We also talked about even to establish daily stress routines. What else was talked about today?
And then we talked a lot in the beginning. It was so much. I'm like, you covered everything. We talked a lot about mindset, just having the mindset of an entrepreneur and the stress. Knowing we talked about how stress is not always a negative thing, and it can sometimes be an indicator of some things that you need to confront.
Oh, that's good. I like how you worded it. That was a good sum up. But it's true. Like that's why sometimes we get pains in our body to say, "Hey, check me out. I need to fix this."
Listen,
So just
you're
paying attention
avoiding
more
it.
to your. What'd you say?
Because you're avoiding it and you don't want to pay attention to it.
So just paying attention to your day. Also to refocusing that energy at the end of the day. So definitely, Natalie, if you want to follow us at the bottom of the screen on Facebook and YouTube, follow our hashtag or our apps. Now, how can they reach you, Natalie? Tell them about what you do as a coach, as a clarity coach.
So listen, entrepreneurs, visionaries, they are looking for me when they need clarity because I help them get the clarity they need to get more clients and to get more cash. And so I recently had a few clients that have been able to make $5,000 within a day after having a clarity session with me. Another made $9,000. She launched her program after having a clarity session with me. And so this clarity session is I use my 3C or C3. I got it backwards. C3 clarity session where we take a look at your call to the marketplace. We take a look at your clientele and your company, the mission, vision, purpose. So we're really in this C3 clarity framework, and it's a 2-hour session building a solid, strong foundation for your business. We want to see what we're going to see in the future now. And that's what we're doing in the C3 clarity framework. So hop on a session with me. And if you're like, Natalie, I don't know if that's for me. Look, free 15-minute discovery or consultation calls all month of May. So hop on, the link is in my bio, and find out how we can work together and how I can serve you in this season of your business.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I finally got mine together. So so I'm a chef, a media events caterer, but besides that part, I am a business coach, specializing people in the food service industry, as well as beyond too. What I do is I help you identify every single gift that you have in your life, and we figure out the purpose for each gift and how do we turn that purpose into profit. You can click the link in my bio. In my bio, it talks more about. I have like a little question you can fill out, just so I get to know you guys better. Because the thing about it too is it's time to go to the next level. 2020 is almost halfway done. How do you want the rest of 2020?
2020 is all done. You mean 2022?
Oh, 2022. Oh my God, man, I'm changing mine. So man, that's how it, because listen, some people still living back in 2020. So it's like the struggles of 2020 is still chasing that thing down. Right? So some people still got struggles from 1999, fam. So listen, if you're looking to grow in this next level, if you want your 2022 to really just go on a high note, if you want your summer to look, well, how do you want your summer to look? How do you want your spring to look? Well, your fall and your winter. Everything is about your perspective. And if you really work on changing the way you think, your perspective will change about the rest of your life. No matter how it looks, you can always grow and develop to the next level. So catch us next week. We're dealing more with small business. Even though small business week, we're going to be celebrating all month long. If you're a small business, listen, pat yourself on the back because you made it in another day, and it's only up but here. So join us next week. We got to figure out if we're going to do nighttime or afternoon.
I know, right?
Has to be a mom at nighttime. So
I hear these kids. I've been like in the background.
So guys, make sure you like and share this feed as well, and make sure you connect with us in our DM. Let us know what you enjoy. Comment below. Let us know what you learned. We want to hear from you. All right. Have a good day. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.